Good afternoon, I'm Wendy Petrie and this is your afternoon news fix for Thursday, the 5th of September. A memorable send-off for Kingi Tuheitia, who's been laid to rest at the top of Maunga Taupiri. Thousands of mourners flocked to Waikato early this morning for the Māori King's funeral procession. His 27-year-old daughter, Ngā Waihono e te Pō, has been anointed the Kingitanga's new leader. Herald Focus reporter Cherie Kinnear says many people felt it was important to be there to honour the King and witness history. She says plenty of tears have been shed, but it's also been a celebration.
It was really quite beautiful and there was just this massive sense of it being a really special day.
Labour leader Chris Hipkins says he hopes the idea Kingitanga embraced of kotahitanga or unity can continue. Hipkins says New Zealand has much to learn from his message for New Zealand.
So the king of unity and togetherness, he placed a real focus on bringing people together, on healing divisions during his time.
Support for more changes to the Credit Contracts and Consumer Finance Act. Lenders will be given more leeway over poor disclosure and directors, and senior managers will no longer be personally liable for breaches. Lenders will need to be licensed with the Financial Markets Authority, which will oversee the sector. Banking Association Chief Executive Roger Beaumont says managers have been potentially subject to a $200,000 fine.
To give you an example of how draconian this has been, either the bank or the manager themselves personally was prevented from taking out insurance to protect them from that fine.
Hopes of a big business uptake for a new recycling scheme for caps and lids to stop them ending up in landfill. It's fully funded by involved members. Collection boxes are now in selected supermarkets in Auckland, Christchurch and Tauranga, with more being set up in coming weeks. Packaging Forum CEO Rob Langford says organisations are still joining the scheme.
It's not for a lack of interest, it's just as we've tried to get this up, everybody has to go through their internal systems to get on board, and there are many others behind that are working through that.
US food manufacturer Heinz has ruffled feathers in Italy by launching a tinned spaghetti carbonara in the UK. It's the first tinned pasta released in the country for more than a decade. Italy correspondent Joe McKenna says there's no word yet on when it'll be in supermarkets.
They're pitching this at young consumers, probably those people in London who are going pub crawling on a Friday night and looking for something when they get home. But chefs and restaurants across Italy are up in arms about this, as you can imagine.
A Roman Michelin chef has compared the idea to cat food. To sport, and a topsy-turvy match has concluded the quarter-final stage at the US Tennis Open. Yannick Sinner's beaten 5th seed Daniil Medvedev in 4 sets and will meet rising British player Jack Draper in the last 4. The Rabbitohs have submitted the advice of 3 doctors to see if tomorrow night's NRL game with the Roosters can count as the 1-game ban for fullback star Latrell Mitchell. And American veteran Tommy Karpensy is the new opponent for undefeated New Zealand cruiserweight boxer David Nika for the card he's headlining in Auckland next Saturday. I'm Wendy Petrie. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.